Final Fantasy Remake. It's been no secret that this particular title has been like a unicorn on the Xbox platform. Its fans have been desiring this game for the longest time. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I was kind of giving up hope. You know, for the most part, I expected it any day to wake up to a Square Enix has been bought by PlayStation logo. But it never happened yet. It could still happen. But with the relationship going on with Xbox and Square Enix with Final Fantasy 14, it has given me a little bit of a second wind in terms of, is this game known as Final Fantasy 7 Remake going to come out for the Xbox? Now, let's be honest here. If you guys remember the original marketing for Final Fantasy 7 Remake, it did see a year of exclusivity on it. So people thought that it would come out the year after that. And that just never did. And then, okay, I guess PlayStation extended the exclusivity thing. And after another year, nothing. So it got to the point where it's just like, all right, this just isn't going to come out. We didn't know how bad the relationship between Microsoft and Square Enix was at the time. We seen stuff like Octopath Traveler come into Game Pass day and date on the platform. Now, obviously, it came out later, but it came out on that platform and it was in Game Pass. And then you get to what's going on now where you don't get Octopath Traveler 2. And a lot of people love Octopath Traveler 2, and we just never got that. So, first off, let's talk about what I expect if we get Final Fantasy. But before we do that, I think it's good. Let's go over here and let Phil Spencer speak. Let's see the marketing that they are doing right now for Tokyo Game Show.
Minasan konnichiwa, Xbox no Phil desu. We're thrilled to be back at the Tokyo Game Show this year with the Xbox digital broadcast. We invite players in Japan and around the world to tune in to Xbox social channels on Thursday, the 21st of September at 6 p.m. Japan Standard Time, where we will share updates from our studios and a diverse lineup of games from creators predominantly located in Japan and across Asia. The future for Xbox in Japan is bright, and we can't wait to share these updates with all of you. From everyone at Team Xbox, we hope you have a great Tokyo Game Show.
All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I want to be really specific how extra they've been promoting TGS this year. Now, Xbox has been at TGS for the past couple years, and they've sold some good stuff coming to Game Pass. But like I said, there is a couple things that I feel is very important to the brand in order for them to really succeed in Japan. One thing is the mobile market. They need to make sure that's on lock. And I feel like until they get xCloud to a point where it feels native, native-ish, where obviously, you're playing off of the internet, you're not going to have a complete one-to-one native experience. But if they get that close, I think they'll be relatively more successful over there. Now, obviously, Xbox brand, it's not going to resonate with a lot of people in the eastern part of the world. So that's why I feel like getting stuff like Final Fantasy is important, because it shows commitment to that region. And I think on top of that, not only is that important, but also investing into ecosystems, into studios, into publishers over there. Maybe not even necessarily buying them, just, pop over there to Square Enix and saying, yo, I want to fund one of your games. What's a passion project that you guys want to do? I want it to fund it, put it in Game Pass, and I will pay you to make it. I think stuff like that would really help over there. Or they could just buy Sega. I think that would be really good too. Now let's go back to the original question. Final Fantasy VII Remake, for the longest time, I gave up on. But I do think that with what's going on with Final Fantasy 14, Square Enix, and Xbox, I think it's actually possible now. Maybe with any luck, there hasn't been any kind of timed exclusivity anymore because of the relationship with Microsoft and Square Enix. So it didn't really make sense for Final Fantasy VII Remake to come to the platform if there was a little bit of damaged relationship between Square Enix and Xbox. Now, remember, the person over there at Square Enix said, we're going to be working with Xbox to be bringing more Square Enix games to the platform. So that's why I feel like with that going on, with us seeing that 3 months exclusivity agreement with Rebirth, I know this is a stretch, and I know this is probably not going to happen. Now, I think what's going to end up being the go-to is you're going to see that next Thursday, you're going to see Tokyo Game Show go out there and give you a Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming. Now, keep in mind, one of the reasons that I'm thinking Remake might actually be on the platform is because it was rumored that the Switch was testing Remake on their new platform, whatever the Switch successor is going to be. So to me, that shows that if that game was going to come to that, maybe it will come to another platform. Now, I want to go to an incident where Final Fantasy X, 8, 7, all those older games, they were announced at a Switch Direct. And then they said they were coming to Xbox after that. So it'd be interesting if we do get a Remake announcement Thursday at TGS during the Xbox showcase or whatever they want to call it, live stream. I digress. But even more would be more interesting is we don't know the contracts that's going in with Rebirth. Now, if you look at that screen, it said 3-month timed exclusivity. And right there, it wasn't 3 months. It might have been 6. I can't remember. But it did give out a date. Like, don't see this on other platforms until this time. It would be crazy if we get Rebirth around the time, we get Remake around the time Rebirth comes out. And then after that timed exclusivity comes out, we get Rebirth. And I know a lot of people are like, but Addict, that's not going to happen. They don't have that kind of relationship. You're probably right. We might not get Rebirth or Remake. But what I will say is I do feel like variables have changed between the last time I made a video about this and now. And I do think that if there was a time for Final Fantasy VII Remake to come out on the Xbox platform, it's Xbox's TGS show in 2023. I think that's the best time for it to happen. And to be honest with you, as of right now, if it's going to happen, I do believe it will be this event. It makes the most sense to release it at this time. It makes, demographic-wise, that would be the consumer base that would appreciate it a little bit more. Everything about this makes sense. It's just, is it going to happen? I'm very curious to hear that. Put in the comment section below, though. Do you guys think that Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to come out for Xbox this month? Well, not an announcement, we'll say. Do you guys think we'll get an announcement for Remake this month? Or do you think it's just never going to come at this point? It's been years without this game on the platform. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's where you guys are heading to either. Because I'm about 70-30. I think, I'm going to give it that 30 extra. 30% that this isn't coming out and 70% saying we actually might get an announcement at the TGS saying Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming to the platform. Or would be interesting if it was a shadow drop and was coming out that day. Biggest question, and I want you guys to put in the comment section below. If Remake came out for Xbox, does it have to be in Game Pass? I would say Xbox needs to try to make that happen just because we didn't get to experience that game for so long. But what I will say is as long as the game comes to the platform, I don't care if it's Game Pass or you have to pay for it. Because I think the game being on the platform is more important than whether or not it's in the service that Xbox currently owns. But when you put in the comment section below what you guys feel. Do you guys feel like this is going to happen? Very curious to hear you guys' opinion. Until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.